As dawn unfolds across the savannah, the horizon tautens, a slender thread trembling with the breath of the land. Here, the heated wind and red dust do not merely test life, they forge it in the ancient rhythm of grass, water, and claw. The great herds trace paths etched in memory upon the earth, while predators silently decipher the wind, measuring the distance, awaiting the precise moment. Every waterhole is a gamble of evolution, where a half-beat of hesitation can determine the fate of a bloodline. Fire may scorch a season to ash, but the rains return the green. Nature is not cruel. It is unflinchingly honest. And we, humble observers, are invited to listen to the planet's heartbeat, echoing in each blade of grass. This is Kenya, a land measured not by borders, but by the ceaseless pulse of life itself. The sun rises tentatively over the Maasai Mara, unveiling a new day in a haze of silken light. The first rays filter through the dry canopy, spilling in golden streams over the bracts of the hills and the sun-scorched plains. A hint of night's coolness lingers in the air, yet a latent heat already simmers, promising a day of searing intensity. From a distance, the ground reverberates with a steady rhythm, like the drumming of some ancient orchestra. Thousands of African buffalo are on the move, a silent, indomitable river of black. The dry season has arrived, and the sun bakes every horizon, causing the grass to bow like tongues of flame. The water sources have receded, coalescing into a single, small pool, a lone heart still beating in the parched body of the plain. Ancient instinct is their guide. A collective memory recalls the path to water, a map engraved in bone. Upon discovering the waterhole, the herd does not falter. They enter the water, heads bowed low, their tongues scooping up cool wafts, the scent of mud and minerals mingling with their ragged breaths. A few venture deeper, immersing themselves to ward off flies, while red-billed oxpeckers diligently pick parasites from their backs. Splashes of silver water flash and vanish in the heat, their thirst quenched, though emerge to graze at a more leisurely pace. The strength of the buffalo lies in the collective. Their immense muscles and curved horns are truly formidable only when united as a living wall. The herd slowly savors the green shoots after a long, exhausting journey in the heat. The scene, as they lie chewing the cud, is one of profound peace, but such tranquility is destined to be short-lived. Along the edge of the grasslands, danger lurks behind every thorned branch. In the shade of an acacia thicket, a pride of lions confers, their counsel guided by instinct alone. They test the air with a flick of their ears, reading the messages carried on the breeze, fanning out to tighten their cordon. The buffalo sense the danger. One bellows, a warning that ripples through the entire herd. The herd wheels around, their horns kicking up a storm of dust, but the chaos is already isolated one from the fortress of bodies. It runs, its lungs burning like embers, while its pursuers remain steadfast, A lioness leaps, clamping onto its spine. Another targets the hindquarters, sinking teeth into sinew, breaking its stride. The struggle lasts only a few minutes, yet each second is weighted with finality. As its legs buckle, the immense weight collapses, and dust settles over the fallen giant. Silence returns, broken only by the sound of tearing flesh and the possessive growls of the feasting pride. The great cycle of life turns in time with the breathing of the planet. The Maasai Mara, a vast and magnificent reserve, is the jewel of Kenya. It is a sanctuary for an immense array of wildlife, from majestic herds of elephants. In this place, where the earth meets the sky, every breath carries the scent of dry grass and the enduring promise of life. But this landscape of grass and sky does not belong only to the hunted. It is also a territory fiercely defended by a clan of dedicated hunters. In this demanding world, the strength of fellowship and unity has become the lifeblood of the pack. Each African wild dog bears a coat pattern as unique as a fingerprint, a means of recognition for their companions and for the scientists who track them through the seasons. Their large, rounded ears are ever alert, capturing the faintest of sounds. Those ears act like small sails, catching the hot wind to help dissipate the mid. The hyena, an ancient adversary of the African wild dog, symbolizes an unending rivalry. Even a rival can be the sternest teacher, forcing instinct to be honed daily. The contest for survival between these two species is decided by strength and ingenuity. Through their absolute solidarity, the African wild dogs often gain the upper hand. In the wild, teamwork is their most powerful weapon. They spot their target, a lone spotted hyena. Without a signal, the pack launches forward as one. Chase begins, a relentless and unforgiving pursuit. One dog lunges, while others encircle their quarry, cutting off any chance of escape. After a breathless chase, the spotted hyena is exhausted. The hunt is over, swift and decisive. The pack shares the rewards of their coordinated effort. After they have had their fill, they play together on the open plains. Suddenly, they spot a herd of antelope passing by, unaware. And, true to their nature, they do not let the opportunity pass. Pack accelerates instantly in pursuit. The result is another meal, an antelope becoming their second course of the day. Balance here is not stillness, but the endless motion between hunger and satiation, between flight and repose. This is not cruelty, but the law of nature, where the vulnerable often pay the price. After every hunt, they return to the pack, their safest refuge, their family. Within the embrace of the clan, fear is soothed, and courage quietly gathers for the Kenya sets the stage for one of the planet's most magnificent natural spectacles, the Great Migration. Every year, more than 1 million wildebeest leave the parched plains, their great herds casting long shadows on the horizon as they journey in search of green pastures. They follow ancient pathways, guided by the collective memory of the herd. Along this arduous route, danger awaits at every turn, from the fast-flowing Mara River to the silent predators that stalk its banks. On the banks of the Mara, crocodiles lie as motionless as logs, their cold eyes reading every movement on the water's surface. Their powerful jaws are capable of crushing any unfortunate creature that missteps by even a fraction of a second. With a single flick of the tail, they slide into the river, vanishing into the murky water like unseen assassins. When the moment comes, their steel-trapped jaws snap shut, seizing a victim with the On the plains above, the savannah holds its breath as a rising cloud of dust signals that the crossing is about to begin. Thousands of wildebeest bravely plunge into the current, transforming the muddy banks into a dark, living cascade. The crocodiles are waiting in the deep channels, a moving labyrinth that only the most determined can navigate. In an instant, a crocodile erupts from the water, its jaws clamping down on a wildebeest, pulling it under. Others immediately converge, tearing and spinning, turning the river's surface into a dance of white foam and brown mud. The Mara River roars, with its hidden rocks, crumbling banks, and violent currents, as if to swallow every creature that strays. Some lose their footing, others are swept away, but the herd's momentum compels the rest to press forward. The survivors haul themselves onto the muddy banks, their soaked bodies trembling, their eyes red from the silt and the glaring sun. And then, like a curtain pulled aside, a verdant grassland stretching to the horizon appears before them. This abundance of food is a generous reward for those who have overcome the harsh trials of water and teeth. They lower their heads to graze, their breathing slows, their muscles relax, and the young find shelter within the circle of adults. A single adult can consume over 20 pounds of grass in a day, distilling sunlight into stamina for the next stage of the journey. But the grasslands do not keep their promise forever. When the green fades, they must continue their journey of survival. The lion pride, numbering 5 or 6 adults, is a band of warriors bound together as a single entity. Under the heat of the Kenyan dry season, they share shade, water, and the spoils of. The pride is led by a majestic male, his gaze calm, yet utterly dominant. He is attended by resilient lionesses and a few curious, playful cubs. He walks with a slow, powerful gait, each paw print an assertion of sovereignty on the sun-bleached grass. Den's mane, like a fiery crown, signals his age, health, and status to all rivals. He patrols his boundaries, scent marking acacia bushes and roaring to ensure the whole savannah knows his name. When danger threatens, his explosive power erupts, forming a living shield to protect the pride. In this society, the lionesses are the primary hunters, their coordination a practiced ballet that feeds the family. The male is less of an endurance runner, but he excels at defending a kill from hyenas and other opportunists. The right to reproduce is a privilege of the dominant male. In favorable seasons, he will mate with several females. When his authority is challenged, rival males are forced into combat. Only the strongest retain the throne, the prize being territory, mates, and a roar that commands the dusk. Peace returns, the pride relaxes, the cubs play in the fading light, a rare moment of tenderness in the wild. The sunset pours a honeyed light onto the grass, soothing the fresh scratches on his shoulders and mane. Here, tranquility is but a brief interlude in the savannah's unending story of survival. Alongside the wildebeest migration, Kenya resounds with another epic, the journey of the African elephants. These giants move like a quiet thunder, continuing a tradition of survival held in the memory of generations of matriarchs. The lead female carries in her mind a map of water and forage, charting a course through the unpredictable seasons of rain and drought. Day and night, they cross searing sandflats, fractured earth, and currents of hot, stinging wind. Their pace remains as steady as an ancient drum. Ahead lies shade, minerals, and the phantom courses of seasonal rivers. Low-frequency rumbles, traveling through the ground, keep the family groups in contact when vision is lost in swirls of dust and shimmering heat. Calves walk protected within the herd, learning the scent of the wind, the tracks of their ancestors, and when to halt or proceed from the wisdom of their elders. Then the sky breaks, and a sudden downpour arrives, a rare gift after months of scorching drought. Raindrops drum against their leathery ears, transforming the dust into the rich scent of damp earth and drawing the heat from their cracked hides. Having overcome countless trials, the herd reaches a carpet of lush, green grass. A great peace descends, muscles relax, a calf leans against its majan, tasting the safety that follows a long journey. A trunk curls to draw cool water to its mouth, then reaches high to pluck tender leaves, refueling an immense body. Joy ripples through the ranks like wind through a field, marking a revival after sandstorms, thirst, and exhaustion. But peace on the savannah is as fragile as a blade of grass, and an unexpected challenge erupts on the herd's edge. Two bull elephants confront each other, testing their strength, their authority, and their claim to these rich resources. One bull stands his ground, forcing his rival back, securing a silent victory steeped in the profound dignity of the wild. Order is restored, the wounds will darken and heal. The great pilgrimage continues towards more permanent waters. Finally, the horizon opens like a door, revealing the true promised land, lying serene under a vast sky. Nearly endless grasslands and a constant flow of fresh water invite all creatures to return to a shared rhythm of life. The ecstatic elephants immerse themselves in the cool water, washing off the mud, swimming and spraying great fountains into the air. Their trumpeting calls mingle with the wind, a song of triumph as the sun dips low, heralding a new beginning on the Kenyan plains. Across the vast Kenyan savannah, the caracal appears silently, its sand-colored form materializing from the tall grass, only to vanish again. Its every step is light yet deliberate, a mastery of concealment honed over countless dawns and dusks. High on a branch, a large bird's nest is revealed, a hidden treasure amongst the leaves, promising a meal. The caracal stealthily approaches the base of the tree, its amber eyes fixed on the nest, every muscle coiled like a spring. Hunger sharpens its focus, awakening the solitary hunter's instinct to read the wind, judge the distance, and choose the angle of attack. In a flash, it scrambles up the trunk, its claws gripping the rough bark, its body extending towards the prize. But upon reaching it, there is only empty space and a few dry straws, a reminder that the savannah offers no guarantees. Disappointment is fleeting. It slides down calmly, accepting the miscalculation and reassessing its strategy like any seasoned hunter. Seizing the moment, it leaps more than 6 feet into the air, its body an arrow, claws extended, jaws closing, stilling the flutter of wings. It devours its prey there in the shade, a worthy reward for a precise leap and lightning-fast reflexes. Its hunger partially sated, the wildcat glides on through the dry grass, its supple form moving with the golden waves of the wind. Ahead, a lone guinea fowl is busy pecking at seeds, oblivious to the gaze that is closing in. The caracal lowers its body, using patches of shadow in the contours of the land, shortening the distance with each breath. Its tufted ears swivel like antennae, detecting vibrations finer than falling dust, its tail held taut. Once it is close enough, it explodes towards its prey, its powerful legs uncoiling like compressed springs. The pounce misses, but the panicked and disoriented bird stumbles and falls. It quickly moves in to secure its struggling prey. The guinea fowl cannot escape. After finishing its meal, it rejoins its kin to play. Even in moments of play, they remain ever vigilant, alert to every sound, guarding against danger. The cheetah emerges from the waves of Kenyan grass, its form slender and powerful. Its golden coat, sprinkled with small black spots, allows it to dissolve into the landscape of sun-scorched plains and red dust. Its amber eyes watch with patience, noting every twitch of muscle, every trembling breath of its potential prey. Its muscles are drawn taut, its long legs waiting only for the signal from its hunting instinct. In a full sprint, it can reach 60 miles per hour over short, explosive distances. Its long tail acts as a counterbalance, providing stability through the sharp turns of the chase. Semi-retractable claws grip the earth, turning the dry savannah into a silent racetrack. Hunger urges it from the shade. It moves low to the ground, skirting the edges of the tall grass. Ahead, a herd of gazelle grazes, sending the scent of opportunity into the air. The cheetah studies the rhythm of the herd, selecting an individual on the periphery, young, distracted, and less wary. It approaches in a zigzag pattern, using patches of shadow and dips in the terrain to conceal its advance. One final surge, and the gap collapses. The gazelle's neck is caught in a lock of coal-sharp teeth. The cheetah drags its prize into the shade, scans its surroundings, and then begins its well-earned meal. Another cheetah joins. They share the kill, completing the social ritual that follows the hunt. Black kites begin the day, their steel-sharp eyes scanning the Kenyan grasslands as a thin haze rises in the sun. One descends, slicing across the pale grass. It snatches a grasshopper and devours it in mid-air. Suddenly, the sky darkens, the wind shifts, and the horizon tightens like a string pulled taut by storm clouds. A bolt of lightning tears through the air, striking the edge of a dry wood where the leaves and branches have been thirsty for weeks. Fire erupts, the leaves crackling as it grows into a red wall, consuming anything too slow to escape its path. Animals flee in panic. Insects, lizards, and small birds burst from the shadows, escaping the fiery pursuit. High above, the black kites remain calm, circling, adjusting the fine feathers at their wingtips like rudders in the rising columns of hot air. One kite spots a grasshopper trapped near the fire's edge where the air is thin and thick with heat. Without hesitation, the kite folds its wings, diving like an arrow to seize its reward in a decisive strike as ash falls around it. Amidst the fire and chaos, the kite asserts its role as a master hunter of the skies. In Kenya's arid landscapes, thousands of cormorants gather, a black cloud of beating wings over the hot sand. They do not merely survive here, they command the skies, creating a wildlife spectacle of immense vitality. As the wind shifts, the entire flock takes to the air as one, leaving behind the dust devils and cracked, rocky outcrops. Their sleek bodies and webbed feet are built for efficiency, their wing beats measured to conserve energy for the long flight to the sea. From the shoreline, they head out over the ocean, meeting the cool air flowing inland. On the water's surface, their formation spreads like a black net, undulating with the waves. They take turns leading the chase, rotating positions so the flock's energy is sustained through long, circling flights. The sea breeze washes the desert dust away. Each bird's plumage shines under the open blue sky. From desert to ocean, their journey charts the fragile line between the harshness and the abundance of this vast natural world. In the murky waters of an African river, the hippopotamus emerges, a breathing monolith of stone. Its immense body is clad in a thick hide, like armor, cracked by the harsh sun and caked in drying mud. On land, it may seem cumbersome, but underwater, it is agile, walking along the bottom before launching upwards for a breath. Its enormous mouth opens wide, revealing tusk-like canines' weapons, whose more for defending territory than for grazing. In the sweltering midday heat, its skin secretes a reddish fluid, a blood sweat that acts as a sunblock, antiseptic, and coolant. They are social creatures. A dominant bull holds a stretch of water, while females form a protective circle around their calves. When threatened, the entire group surfaces at once, the river erupting in large ripples and deep, resonant grunts. As night falls, they leave the water silently, sometimes traveling miles to graze before returning to their aquatic refuge. Between moments of calm and explosive power, this enigmatic giant maintains the rhythm of the river and the surrounding grasslands. Beside the hippos resting in the water are the proud and elegant flamingos. The flamingo, an emblem of color and grace, sets the water's edge aglow at dawn. Their brilliant plumage is dyed by the carotenoids in the algae and tiny crustaceans they consume. Across the vast wetlands, their necks curved like question marks, and they step lightly through the mirror-still water. Their bent beaks filter mud through fine lamellae, separating out minuscule organisms. Long legs keep their bodies clear of the saline water, while their one-legged stance conserves precious body heat. But their true strength lies in the flock, where thousands of individuals move with a single. When they gather, the lagoon transforms into a shifting carpet of flowers, a spectacle of vibrant, moving color. Taking flight in unison, they paint pink ribbons across the sky, like living silk carried on the wind. On long flights, they rotate positions, sharing the burden of air resistance, allowing the flock to travel great distances without tiring. From freshwater to alkaline salt lakes, they adapt with resilience, using special glands in their beaks to excrete excess salt. Even where salinity levels are extreme, the flamingo finds its rhythm and its place. In the symphony of the wetlands, they are a delicate high note, a celebration of nature's endurance. At the forest's edge, a herd of elephants emerges, their shadows gliding over the soft, mossy ground. They pause by a lake, raising their trunks, sipping the cool water, the blue sky shimmering in their gentle eyes. The green pastures open up like a carpet woven through time, each blade a memory of the rainy season. One by one, they slowly pull at the leaves, savoring the taste of the fresh grasses. Here, peace is not merely seen, it is heard, felt, and understood. The giraffe is an undisputed symbol of majesty and elegance on the African savannah. Its long neck, a bridge between earth and sky, allows it to reach the highest, most tender leaves. Its coat, a pattern of dark patches on a lighter background, provides perfect camouflage against the sun and dust. Long, powerful legs carry it gracefully across the vast plains, transforming its colossal frame into a light brushstroke on the landscape. Its keen eyes miss no potential danger on the horizon, from the slightest rustle or the shadow of a predator. Herds of giraffes glide like proud and resilient giants across the hot sands and sun-drenched woodlands. Every step, every glance tells a story of the unending quest for survival between life and the forces of nature. If you are moved by journeys like